Hey everybody, I'm Ben Yee.
I'm Elissa Stein.
All right.
We are here to talk about the New York City Charter. I don't even know what that is. So before you talk about what might change, could you just tell us what the New York City Charter is?
Absolutely. The New York City Charter is kind of like New York City's Constitution. Basically, the only entities which exist in federal law are the federal government and the states. Then any thing that the state creates, it could be a village or a town or a hamlet or a city, gets a governing charter. And the charter lays out what the state will allow the city to manage.
So the state creates this charter.
Correct. Well, yes, the state creates the charter, but the city can amend it.
Okay. So when was this charter created?
I believe it was 1899, New York City was created by the fusion of 5 counties.
You're kidding. That's not that long ago.
Oh yeah, the United States is not that old.
No, it's not. But I mean, when you hear
Maybe
about
it's 1870
the 13
something?
original colonies, yeah, New York's been around for a while. So just thinking.
Yeah, Manhattan's sort of been around for a while, but
Right.
like the outer
But
boroughs.
Consolidation of the
Yeah.
5 counties into New York City happened in 1899. I already learned something new.
It might not be 1899, I might be confusing, but it's definitely the late 1800s.
Okay, listen, that's fine.
Okay.
So there's this charter created by the state when the boroughs coalesced, and now what's going on with it?
So,
And how does it get amended often? Like, is it the way that it was, and then you kind of stick to it, even though it might have like?
it's not like the U.S. Constitution in that regard, or even the state constitution, which is up for amendment or rewriting every 20 years, as
Constitutional convention
ordained by the
Right.
state constitution.
Right.
City charters are a bit more malleable, and we have actually changed it fairly recently
How does it get changed?
to impose term limits. It gets changed.
Oh, Michael Bloomberg and the 3-year surprise.
Exactly. So it actually happens fairly, I don't want to say fairly regularly, but it can happen frequently.
Who can make a change happen?
The city council can propose a change, and then the voters ratify it. What the city can't do is give itself new powers. For example, the city doesn't have the power to levy new taxes. That all goes to Albany.
Right.
You need Albany's approval to give New York City more powers, but the powers that New York City does have can be adjusted through popular vote.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
When would this vote happen?
November of 2018 with the midterms.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's something that can happen like in a couple of months.
That is correct, which is
Okay.
why it's so important we start talking about it now.
Yeah. Okay, so I assume we're talking about it because somebody wants to change something that's up. Oh, here's another question before we even get to that. So it's only the city council who can amend it?
No, it's not the city council can put something on a referendum, and then voters have to approve a change.
Okay, what about if the mayor wants to change something?
Also put it on a
So
referendum.
the mayor can.
Yes, I believe the mayor can do it without the city council. They can put something, well, okay, I'm not 100% sure about that.
Okay.
Probably not, but,
So so this is a city council driven thing.
well, the
Probably.
mayor is driving okay, actually this is interesting, or I don't know if it's interesting, but the way it's gone down is the mayor initially wanted to review the city charter to improve, with an eye towards improving civic engagement, and only open up specific parts of the charter. The borough president, Gail Brewer, and public advocate Letitia James, who was
Manhattan
running for
borough president.
Manhattan borough president, right, were both like,
Damn, I know my stuff.
you do.
I do.
You do. They said there should be a comprehensive review of the city charter because there's a lot of things that could.
Kind of like the county committee of rules.
Kind of like that. Actually, it's a
Yes.
very similar situation.
Okay.
So what ended up happening was the mayor convened a charter review commission of his own, appointed people to it, and it has completed its review of the city charter, given the mandate that the mayor gave it, which was an eye towards civic engagement. And we can talk about what came out of that, but the city council simultaneously has convened its own charter review commission, which is the thing that gave me pause about whether the mayor could do it by himself or not.
Right.
Because now there are these 2 competing charter commissions. The city council one started in June. It started later, so mayor's has wrapped up and made its suggestions. City council is now reviewing ideas for wholesale changing the city charter, and then anything that comes out of this will go on the ballot in 2018.
Okay, so
and you
this
can
is
imagine that if this thing wraps up in
crazy.
October, that's like less than a month
Right,
to
even talk
review
about
this.
it. Okay, so we're getting the wrap up single, but I think that we should keep talking about this because I'm really curious.
Uh-huh.
All right, so stay tuned for more about what the changes are.
Indubitably.
See ya.
Laters.